about a bumper sandwich, booger lips?
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires. Shut up.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I don't know what the hell's in there, but it's weird and pissed off, whatever it is.
Jason's alive. He killed my friend, now he's coming for me.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Bastards! Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
Well, I'll tell you. Nobody handles garbage better than we do.
I'm back. And I've made a song for us. It was definitely only me, and there was no other contributions whatsoever. And that was definitely 100% Nate original with no outside interference.
Oh,
not bad, Nate. It was pretty decent.
Yeah. It only took you 3 fucking years.
I don't know
of
what
me
you're talking about.
saying, you can make a song. This one we have is just temporary, Nate. Make a song. And you would complain, I need a new song. And then I'd be like, make one. And I'd be like, oh.
No. So it's good to be back, fellas. Officially.
Good to have you back.
After we were zombies as a little preview.
There you go.
I didn't make the song. It wasn't me. It was Josh. It was Josh who did it. We talked on the phone for like 3 minutes. I went, can you do this?
Yeah. So quick little story behind that was one of the episodes when you guys were talking about Nate kind of taking a little break, and you had this conversation with him, and you're like, Nate, like, make a song, make a new song. And so I reached out to Nate being like, hey man, like I would love to try to help. Q2 maybe yesterday evening or whatever, I was like, fuck, I need to like try to put something together, just even just for funsies. If you guys hate it, that's fine. I just like panic mode was like, I need to just give him something because I said I would. Whether you use it or not, hey, I mean,
I like it.
That was great. Yeah,
honestly,
I used it.
That's how the show rolls, man. Last second, we roll with it.
I knew Nate didn't do that because it was too good.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly didn't even think about it because last time we did Carnosaur, you guys like 20 seconds before recording were like, hey, you want to somehow watch an hour and 20-minute movie in 20 seconds and then join us for an episode? And I was like, hell yeah.
He was actually watching the movie as we recorded. He was just 10 minutes ahead, so he knew what to talk about.
Fuck
yeah. And then also with this one, we're like, all right, we're going to record on Sunday at 9 in the morning. Now we're going to record at 4:30. Guess what? It's back to 9:30 a.m. Figure it out.
Yeah. Nate's triumphant return, scheduling his chaos once again.
Yeah. It's not a problem at all. So this is Give Me Back My Horror Movies. I am one of your hosts, Nate. With me, as always, is Charlie. Say hello, Charlie.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Nate. Welcome back.
Next to him is our co-pilot, Pete. Say hello, Pete.
Morning. Hi, Nate.
Well, hello there.
Welcome back.
I know.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
And then I brought with me for this very, very special episode, Josh from the Evil Deaths, the TED Show. Say hello, Josh.
Well, hello. Good to see you, Nate.
So good to see everyone. And you may be wondering, why Carnosaur 2? And why Josh? Because a couple months ago, we did the first Carnosaur, and Pete got way too drunk, and it's my birthday, and I've never seen Carnosaur 2 before, and I wanted to have a birthday gift where, when you're a kid, you want a gift, and you want that new toy, and you haven't got to play with it yet, and that was Carnosaur 2 for me. And I had to make sure Josh came back after the debacle that was our first Carnosaur episode back in April.
The first Carnosaur? I don't remember that.
Because I wasn't here.
I wasn't there.
was a nightmare
Yeah,
to deal
Nate.
with. And if you listen to that episode,
Don't listen to that
will
episode.
you know that Pete was a nightmare to deal with. So I decided for my birthday this year, I want the new toy. I want Josh, my friend, to come over as well. And I want to do part 2. That way Pete gets his intervention on my birthday.
It's intervention on your birthday. Oh, wow. I think interventions are supposed to happen after, like, almost immediately after.
immediately
the big
after.
No,
incident.
Yeah,
I
not
wait
bad.
at least 6 months.
I'm not. I'm drinking coffee this morning.
That's right. We all need energy because this is Sunday morning. So.
Everyone needs to be on their best behavior for my birthday for Carnosaur 2,
Yes,
the
sir.
horror pick.
It's okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's hit this trailer and let's get into this.
Damn, there's a
Roger
trailer.
Corman goodness. Oh yeah.
It took up half the budget.
Probably.
Got something over here!
An experiment they couldn't control
Wait, what's going on here?
has unleashed the ultimate predator, Carnosaur 2.
What is this?
They found a way to bring back dinosaurs. We found a nest. Dozens of them. Things have started breeding.
Oh, the access roads for steel. We're safe in here.
Attention all personnel. Evacuation crew is on the surface. Proceed to emergency exits immediately. Angrier, deadlier, hungrier. Carnosaur 2. Extinction is a thing of the past.
Carnosaur,
Man.
roll out.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
You guys did it. No.
So good, so good. The first trailer I found was just random sounds and words popping up on the screen. I'm pretty sure that's the first one Corman sent.
Wasn't that kind of like the first trailer too? Wasn't there one
Yeah.
that it was just like all sounds and shit?
All sounds,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
else. But I
yeah.
think the studio went, no, we got to put a real trailer together. We know a guy. And
Yeah.
we got this one. And
Studio.
Yeah.
Definitely a studio and not a guy in a basement going, slap it together. Cut that film, put that there.
Yeah.
I miss Basement Guy. He's
Yeah.
always my favorite. All right. Well, Nate, this is your birthday pick, so I guess we'll start with the birthday boy because technically you've never seen this movie before. But
Yeah.
do you have any other history with the Carnosaur movies other than on the show?
Only on the show. And that's why I wanted it for this special episode, is because I felt like it was a need to go back to part 2 so quickly. The first time in our show's history that we've ever covered a sequel so fast in the same year as covering of part 1.
Well, I will ignore the feast debacle. But yes,
Yeah,
you
that
are
doesn't
correct.
count.
Please don't
That
bring that
doesn't
up.
count. That doesn't count. This is totally different.
That never
And-
happened. Why was it bleat on that episode?
Yeah. And then Pete said this was essentially the aliens of the franchise. And then, as the time of this recording, Alien Romulus came out this weekend.
Yeah.
So it all just seemed to make
See
sense.
how it fits
just to
together?
Cover Carnosaur 2.
We're so meta. So,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Pete, what about you, bub? What's your history with it? And
I saw Carnosaur years ago, but I had never seen 2. I had no desire to. And I did read about it a while back, and it was supposed to be an Aliens ripoff. And I don't know, it just never, I don't want to see it. I've seen Aliens. It's great. So that's it. I don't have any history with it except what Nate just made me watch.
So, what about you, Charlie? Mr. Everyone doesn't have a big history with Carnosaur 2.
I do have a history with this. I watched this almost immediately after I rented the first one that Dad let me watch, Carnosaur. And then we realized there's a sequel. Let's get it. And as a kid, I remembered liking it more than the first movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then it's been probably exactly 28 years since I've seen Carnosaur 2. I technically own the VHS, but Sludge has it because he was selling his copy. So I bought it. So now it's sitting on his shelf.
What?
And I have a little mini shelf in his nerd cave. It just says Charlie stuff. And Carnosaur 2. There's a Genie Jin movie there, a VCR, and a couple other odds and ends.
Hell yeah.
I literally have a shelf at Sludge's house. So yeah, I have some history with this movie, but I had never found the time to ever revisit part 2 till last night. So there we go. That's me.
All right. Well, Josh, we had you do Carnosaur 1 with us. Very, very last minute, as you joked. It was really much in the nick of time that we got you on. That's how last minute it was for that.
Yeah.
Now, that episode, we all loved Carnosaur Part 1. We gloated about it. It was needed in our life. So, was this a first time watch for Part 2?
Oh, absolutely. So I watched it about 3 in the morning, and then first thing when I woke up today to watch it again. And as far as my other Carnosaur history, it was on the lovely show called Give Me Back My Horror Movies, talking about the first one, which I had an absolute fucking blast. And I was like, I kind of wanted to cement myself into your Carna.
Oh yeah, you're in for all of them at this point.
The
That was the big
Carniverse?
thing.
Yeah, the Carniverse. I was.
If you weren't going to make it into this one, then I was like, we're not doing Carnosaur 2. We would change it.
First Carnosaur episode, Pete wouldn't have had my back like you just did. So thank you.
Yeah, I know. First Carnosaur, Pete would have already called you a bunch of curse words and tried to throw you out.
Oh no.
He was making eyes at me the whole time, which I wasn't too sad about that.
That was drunk Pete just couldn't focus his fucking eyes. So he's making eyes.
Yeah, so he's making eye contact with everyone with his googly eye.
Is that how this episode is going to go? Just
yes.
Yeah, basically.
That's part of the intervention is we have to tell everyone what you did.
Yeah, the whole purpose of this was to gloat about rubber dinosaurs and be like, bad Pete, bad, shame.
Oh, God.
Now, I had to pick this one as a last minute decision because my original plan was to pick Death Rider Into the Sunset or something like that. It's the Danzig vampire movie.
Oh, yeah.
I was so excited because it was available on Vudu. It was the only place it was streaming. And then I went to buy it and get everything prepped up. It's been taken off Vudu. It's nowhere to be found once again.
Danzig sent a cease and desist against himself.
I think so.
Dude, that's something he would fucking do too.
You know he would.
$8 to buy that, and I didn't fucking pull the trigger. I was like, I'll wait. Once we get closer to the birthday recording, I'll reveal to the guys. Everyone can rent it for $3.
Yeah, or nobody rented it. Nobody rented it, and he got fucking pissed off and was like, "You know what? Well, if no one wants to watch it, I'll just take it off then."
Yeah, no one gets my movie. You're not lucky enough.
He got mad at the distributors. They promised that if someone watched it, their walls would bleed blood. And he's like, "Hey, there's nobody's walls are bleeding blood right now. I don't like this. Take it off your fucking site."
Hell yeah.
And in the past, the birthday episodes have always been very, a movie that's special to me. Something that's well off, something that we would have covered regardless. And I was like, nah, this time around, I want something unknown, something that I've never seen. And I'm doing the same thing on the action side. And I can't wait for that reveal at the very end.
So
I'm terrified.
I already know what they are. And I'm slight. While it'll be fun, I'm still slightly disappointed it wasn't.
You'll notice that they say they are. He already knows what they are. Just keep that in mind for the end of the episode.
Glad you caught that. Yeah. Oh, so rubber dinosaurs, Nate.
Carnosaur 2. I had an absolute blast. I thought the first one was a masterpiece that only Jurassic Park could rival, and it made sense. Carnosaur 2, watching and going, well, this is definitely not Carnosaur 1, let me tell you.
Yeah.
They went heavy on, we need to be like the Alien sequel because we've already said it. And when you watch this movie, I'm pretty sure they had aliens playing in the background as they acted. Yeah, as they acted out the scenes, because it is so much aliens.
There are shot for shot a lot of these scenes, shot for shot aliens, and Corman's making no bones about it.
But also, it's not aliens because my God, it's nowhere near as entertaining as the first one.
That's
nearly as
comedy.
entertaining as Aliens, where it's just like you're stealing the right thing. You've got the right ingredients. You copied the homework. You didn't change the answers. And yet you still fucked up, and I don't know what happened here.
Go ahead, Josh.
It's because they wrote it in a fucking dog shit crayon. You know, they wrote the words and shit on there, but it's poop smeared.
Assuming that someone actually wrote it, because the dialogue of this movie. You guys remember Axe Cop, the comic book that was a web series where an 8-year-old, you didn't know. Okay, so Axe Cop was written by an 8-year-old.
Oh yeah,
it was a web comic. And his older brother drew it. So it was always crazy batshit things because it was coming from the mind of only a child could come up with.
Okay.
And that's exactly what the dialogue to Carnosaur 2 is, because it's like, these dinosaurs are nuclear. Now they've got propane tanks that will shoot into the atmosphere when the positive ions then reach the climax of the weather moon.
The Weather Dominator episode. It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, like they just ramble out anything that sounds somewhat scientific and add the word dinosaur.
But it's blatant. Like, this movie starts out in like a nuclear facility. They're in tunnels that feel very claustrophobic and alien feeling.
That look nothing like what would be inside the building, because they do the mistake of showing you what the outside looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And the outside is just a garage door.
It's Boulder Mountain from Mask. That's the outside exterior of this. And then the inside. And then it's such a, like, the tunnels are supposed to be like high tech where everything's running. Then you go to the lab and it's even more high tech. Like, they do not belong in the same building, area code.
I don't know where they got all the interior sets, because they're awesome.
Oh, they're
so fucking huge. It's like, where did you find the locations to film for this?
I also think like Corman had just wanted to keep throwing James Cameron things at this because, you know, Cameron did Aliens, but immediately when the teenage kid and his buddy run up to the
Terminator
locked door,
2 entrance,
the Terminator 2 hack.
Instead of Newt, we get Ed Furlong.
That's exactly. Yeah, this is our.
We get Ed Furlong that we have at home, which is from Wish.com.
Wish.com, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Him and his, buddy. And then I don't, God, there's a moment where one of them's like knocked out. And then you got John Savage, who plays Jack Reed, who looks like he is completely lost the entire time.
Do you know why he looks lost the entire time?
I read that too, what you're about to say, Charlie.
He admitted he was drunk the entire
night.
Yeah.
He fucking acts it the whole time. He acts like Pete does on the first Carnosaur episode, where it's just randomly nonsense.
Okay. I deserve all that.
I was going to say that I knew where this was going to go eventually. And I love that little bit of trivia. I was like, yes.
Yeah, I saw that too. I thought that, I was like, when I first watched it, I saw this. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I know.
And then I saw that fact. I was like, ha. I mean, I feel like he held it together kind of well for being drunk. Like,
for being a drunk Michael Biehn. Yeah.
Well, they even add it to the dialogue. Man, you look like shit. I'm just tired. That's what every drunk says. No, I'm just tired, man. That's all. I'm not drunk right now. But I did get excited that one of my favorite like side B character actors is in this movie.
Fuck
and
yeah.
Miguel A. Nunez is in this fucking movie. DJ from Street Fighter. He was also, what was his name in the Friday the 13th with the
Spider?
No, Demon. Spider was...
Spider is Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead.
is
Jason.
Yeah.
Because he gets killed in the outhouse because of chimichangas.
Yep.
I didn't realize that was the same guy.
That's the same dude.
Wow.
But he will forever be DJ to me from the Street Fighter movie. I fucking love this dude. And he's the tech guy. He's the tech guy from Die Hard.
Aren't they all
Yeah, he is.
kind of tech guys? Because they're not army guys.
Yeah, so this is the flip. So it's not mercenaries or Marines like in Aliens. They're maintenance people.
Yeah.
To repair
They clean toilets.
problem.
Well, they got like a server that's down or something. They just have to reboot. So that's when Pete's saying it's like Aliens. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. We're just going to get Marines versus dinosaurs.
No.
No. So every time it's being compared to Aliens, I'm like, it's fucking not, because the only gun in this weapon is a flare gun. And then there's shots at the very end where the movie ends in the first one with a T-Rex versus a forklift.
Hell yeah.
Bobcat.
Carnosaur 2 ends with a T-Rex versus the same exact forklift.
No,
because
it's not the same exact.
goddamn shots from
Well, it
the
does.
first one.
Okay, look, I'll defend it a little bit. So it fought a Bobcat in the first one
Yeah.
with forks. The smaller version. This is an actual like extending arm lift, a high lift. But they still went, we have to put forks on it because we're reusing the kill from the first movie.
Oh yeah,
And they straight up do.
They stole from themselves,
And they hammy just foreshadow like crazy by showing the kids how to operate this machine, and even say if you press a lever, it will drop you 150 feet, a la an alien queen that's getting dropped out of a spaceship. But god damn it, none of it happens the way it's supposed to, because there are a bunch of tech nerds that for whatever reason has a drunk Michael Biehn running around without a machine gun, and the dinosaurs have nuclear options. They are Putin.
My favorite part of realizing they're the tech thing is when they all show up, because they're all like, oh, we got to call at 4:00 in the morning. You got the guy who's obviously supposed to be Bill Paxton's character, Hudson, and he's doing dirty jokes talking about banging this chick. They are all wearing like black military fatigues. They're gearing up in a locker room just like you watched them do in Aliens, and their fucking leader has an eye patch.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
There's your wish. Sergeant Fury.
Yeah, it's like Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, thank you.
Nick Fury.
I had a brain gasm there. But he has the cutoff shirt too. I mean, he's got sleeveless shirt, old man arms, and an eye patch.
He's supposed to be Apone. And then we have a government official who is basically mad
Paul
about
Reiser,
you.
yeah.
Paul Reiser is back.
Yeah.
I was just like, damn it. I should be loving every second of this.
So
John.
here's my thought. I had an epiphany kind of before. I was like, whereas the first Carnosaur, I felt like was making fun of Jurassic Park. This I feel like they were just copying Aliens. They weren't making fun of it. They were trying to be like, oh, let's make Aliens like without that kind of like tongue in cheek. Let's make fun of this type thing. You know what I mean? That's why I think the first one was so much more fun.
Missing the charm that the first one has.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly it, where it was trying almost too hard.
It was trying to be too earnest. It was trying to be a serious and horror movie.
Well, I mean, the first
on a Roger Corman budget,
50 minutes is just dialogue
It
spewing.
is. You barely get.
And it's nonsensical the entire time.
Don't go down there. You're not allowed down there. I won't let you do this.
And characters are just appearing, disappearing. Like
they do that. Well, at first I was giving it a little bit of credit for the Roger Corman thing, because before the chaos happens, we hear the raptor appear, because the guy from the cafeteria goes outside and thinks it's like a coyote or some other shit. Waving a fucking broom around. And I swear to God, in a Corman film, the second you see what's going to kill you, you have to stop. You're not allowed to keep running away from it and shutting a door. You have to stop look at it, react, scream, die. That is exactly how the order of operation goes.
All in
step out of
POV
it.
because Roger Corman doesn't like to put much on the screen, so it's
Well,
all
that was the other
POV
thing.
stuff.
You get way more dinosaur visuals in the first one compared to this one. It's just like,
I don't know. You got some nice
you're the
raptor
aliens.
Yeah.
The puppets are all right.
But you get an amazing rubber foot in a hallway after a dinosaur gets blown up and they walk past its rubber feet that are still on the ground.
I swear to God, someone off screen threw that leg up in the air when they blew it up too.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Dude, the chaos scene in the cafeteria when the raptor gets in there is literally people off camera throwing shit at walls. There's literally an arm that goes flying and hits a wall. I was just like, I want to be that part of the crew that's just like, now throw everything. And it's
and right there, that could have been the Jurassic Park, rip-off scene in the cafeteria, but with blood. Instead of the hide and seek that's in Jurassic Park, this should have been the nonstop bloody chaos, because instead you just get a bunch of people being tossed everywhere, and it looks like Matilda's in the room throwing everything in the air with her mind.
Now,
There's pots and pans, there's everything.
I'm going to defend Corman for just a moment here, if you'll indulge me. I got done watching, so this is only on YouTube. So if anyone wants to watch Carnosaur 2,
it's a bad copy too.
It's so terrible.
It's 4:3. I don't think these have ever been put in any kind of high def. So anyway, Jackie and I finished watching this movie last night, and it's short. Thank God it's short. Immediately after YouTube is just started another movie, Jackie wasn't like looking at the television. She was doing something on her phone. And I went, oh no, just what I want to watch. An actual Corman Carnosaur ripoff movie. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? And Jurassic Park starts. And she's like, oh my God. But
you're welcome, Spielberg.
I was like, for whatever reason, I kind of started watching it. The opening of Jurassic Park is damn near exactly like the opening of this Carnosaur movie, without not seeing the raptor, only seeing its face in that brief moment in the cage, and everyone reacting to a dinosaur that isn't on the camera. And I went, motherfucker, I have to take back some of my criticism. He nailed it. He did it really well in this movie for that. Because it continues without seeing the dinosaur at all. But I literally was like, Jackie was like pissed off at me because she's like, really? That's what you're going to call Jurassic Park? Like, well, yeah, they ripped off Carnosaur and I'm standing by it.
That hack Spielberg got lucky. That's all.
Yeah, seriously.
He copied Corman's script.
Yeah, if anything, he just got lucky. That movie wound up in more theater screens. That's all that happened there.
But that's my defense. The only defense I have for this movie
that was
whatsoever.
He rests his case, Your Honor.
Because you're right. This, it's a straight up 50 minutes of shit, just them talking.
And they're talking absolutely. Now, I will admit, the first Carnosaur, I know nothing about the plot. I was fucking lost the entire time.
Women giving birth.
To
dinosaurs is what
to take over the world, maybe
to take over the world,
and maybe solve world hunger.
We had an evil villain that wasn't just the dinosaurs, and it didn't. You don't get that put together till the end, and then you're like, oh shit, the rest of the movie makes complete sense. This is in the context of the Carnosaur universe we're building.
Yeah, in the Carnosaur universe, this is all coming together very swimmingly.
Because this one is, oh no, we're a nuclear power plant. Okay, cool. You got dinosaurs. Yeah, we found them out in the desert and we froze them and put them in the basement, and they
had a bunch
out.
of eggs. There were so many eggs.
And then it comes out, wait, we were cloning them the whole time. So you didn't find them. You've been making them. Yeah. And now the dinosaurs have nukes.
It's because we used frogs' DNA, and then we were going to attach them to propane accessories. I feel like they kept talking about propane throughout the entire movie. I don't know why.
Fucking Hank Hill was on set.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Sales pitch.
So disappointed we didn't get a nuke strap.
You smell that clean burn?
I would have loved like a dinosaur riding a nuclear warhead.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, like Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove.
Slim Pickens, yeah.
My other
His little tiny arms are trying to hold on to its cowboy hat. It rides down.
giant cowboy hat that just can't quite reach his head. The other thing in this movie that kept cracking my ass up was this.
Oh yeah.
They
You mean the Die Hard?
used this
They
song
use Wagner. Right of the Valkyries.
constantly.
Well, it's in the public domain, so it doesn't.
I-
Oh,
cost
yeah.
us.
That's why.
But they go so far as a dude is carrying a boombox with
Yeah.
this song on it.
Because, you know,
And
when you're
plays-
carrying around your boombox, you want to show off your tunes to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
It's that song.
That was their
Mixtape.
Predator moment in the movie where they tried to recreate that scene in the helicopter where fucking Creedence is playing or whoever.
Well, they
the hell
had
is.
that, but man, you say
That
helicopter.
helicopter. Now, Pete has recently gone on a tirade of too many helicopters in movies or
Gentlemen,
something.
you
and-
have got to see this movie. You will not understand unless you go see Night of a Thousand Cats. There is too much helicopter in this
No
movie.
such thing
There's
in
no
a
such
movie.
thing as too
Go,
much
and
helicopter.
go watch Night. We're not going to do it for the show, but go watch Night of a Thousand Cats.
I can't
You'll
wait
never
to see
get through it.
1,000 helicopters in this.
You'll never get through it.
I guarantee I will. No, this is quite possibly my favorite scene in this entire
Oh my god,
movie.
the helicopter
Oh,
scene.
yeah,
Drop in the bottle.
absolutely.
Because, well, for one, the helicopter pilot, the girl, is the drop ship pilot,
Oh, sure.
basically from Aliens.
Oh yeah,
Right.
You know,
definitely.
she is acting. I swear the lines are almost the same.
This is
She
one of
has
those
the
shot
same
for
look.
shot
Yes.
from Aliens. You can put them up next to each other and you go, well, yep, that's
And this fucking
exactly what
raptor,
that
when
is.
they're trying to get away, it's in the helicopter with her. And I'm yelling, Dinocopter, Dinocopter, because it looks like it's trying to reach for the yolk. And instead it's like attacking
Yeah.
her. And I kept thinking, like, he just wants to fly. He just wants to be in a
just let him
helicopter.
fly.
He's like, teach
Let him
me
be
how
like
to
a
fly.
pterodactyl.
And I love it. It goes up in the air a little bit. It twists, it turns. I'm like, this is actually pretty cool for Corman. Then
Hell
the
yeah.
motherfucking thing wrecks and falls apart like a goddamn model. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh, it didn't blow. And as soon as the word blow up come out of my mouth, it exploded in fantastic glory. And I went, one dinosaur down. And that's all.
Yeah.
When that dinosaur pops up, it looks lost and confused. Like, how did I get on here? And then it's like, well, I might as well eat her because you shouldn't be on here with me. Then when the helicopter crashes, you actually see the model snap in half. It can see the
Yeah.
white part that's not painted.
Yep, the tail piece comes
Yeah.
off, and
And
it's
they-
literally
Uh-huh.
where it was glued.
and they put a cherry bomb in it to explode
Yeah.
it.
Little
Just like-
a cherry bomb and a little gasoline is all you need, gentlemen.
The pause. It gives you that thought. Like I had the same thing. I was like, oh wow, it didn't blow up. I'm like,
They're
that's
not-
that's
They didn't
interesting.
blow it up, and
And then- and it happened.
I said it because I was
I
talking
was
to
waiting
Jackie about the whole thing.
for a fire
Whoever lit the
raptor.
fuse fucked up.
I was like, for sure, a fire raptor's going to come out and start devouring at least someone. It just seemed like it was going to happen.
That would have been the most
Yeah.
glorious scene ever, and
Would've saved
I
the movie.
want it now. Also,
you-
I read, and this is kind of wild that Corman even did this. In the first movie, they're not velociraptors; they're the dinocul, whatever the
Yeah.
one that starts with a D. They went through the trouble to actually change those puppets. They're the same ones, but they changed the necks and the heads to be raptors. My guess is because of Jurassic Park.
Oh,
They're
sure.
like, well, let's
Oh,
make them
had
look
to have.
definitely more. But I was like, you put all that fucking effort just to change how I wouldn't have give a shit. You could have brought the exact same fucking
Yeah.
raptors from the first movie. I wouldn't have cared. But I don't know. They look cool sometimes.
Sometimes.
Then
Yeah.
Like, they
other
do look
times
cool.
they look wrinkled up with a hand inside its face.
Well, they were left in the closet for too long, offset.
The latex
Yeah,
started degrading.
definitely.
Yeah.
Degrade, yeah.
I also adore, during our helicopter crash, we have our ragtag team of IT guys that are now outside of the garage door. And the one guy's like, we got to go back inside. And I'm like, why? Like, just stay
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's nothing but desert for 80 miles in every direction. The sun will cook us alive.
The sun
We
will
have to go
cook
back
us
inside.
alive as words came out of this man's mouth. So the logical thing was go back because I think
And there's
at this
other
point-
buildings But they don't address those.
I think at this point they're still trying to come to terms with this is a dinosaur that they're fighting for some reason. I love when they found the claw or the tooth or whatever the fuck it was.
I think it was a tooth.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
a tooth.
base, and they're like, whoa. And the Hudson character in this, there's a moment. Apparently there's an iguana. Someone had a pet iguana.
Hell yeah, there is.
That's the cat from Alien.
That is the cat
Yeah.
from Alien.
Jonesy.
And it shows up
Oh,
later,
shit.
and this dude freaks the fuck out, and he goes, "Oh, I thought it was one of the
Yeah.
dinosaurs."
Right, damn near pisses his pants. Come on, it's an iguana, you ding dong.
The weird, like, Thomas Hayden Church, Jeff Goldblum.
Right? Yeah.
Information, like,
Because I had to look up when I first heard the guy's voice, like, is that Thomas Hayden Church? No way.
yeah.
He just sounds like Roach from Demon Knight. That's
Night of
kind
the-
of how.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
him, yeah.
Yeah, but in this, the rig he had on, because they're they're IT guys, so he has a radio. He swear to God, he looks like fucking Dial Tone from GI Joe, who had that giant headset that covered half of his fucking face. That's what this guy's wearing 90% of the time. It looks military, but you have to keep reminding yourself these guys aren't military.
They're not military.
These guys don't know how to fight.
They don't have a gun. If anything, it would have made more sense for the Raptors to have guns. I'm like, yeah, all right, that checks out, actually.
I would have.
If only.
Hollywood, give me Dino Riders for the love of God. Give me
man.
Dino Riders.
Live action Dino Riders.
You did that goddamn movie with Kylo Ren. You're that close. Give me Dino Riders.
Yeah,
Okay.
the problem is none of us watched that movie with Kylo Ren.
No
Because
one-
it
no
wasn't Dino Riders,
Right.
damn it.
I know, that was the
Should
big
have been.
problem.
That should have been Dino Riders.
Oh my God.
Strap
man.
a bunch of rocket launchers to T-Rexes and put it on film already.
And this movie goes forever with just the velociraptors. Like, you
Yeah.
don't realize there's a T-Rex. And that's the big
Well,
drawback.
Phil didn't realize there was a T-Rex.
They're like,
And I was missing that moment from the first movie. That amazing fucking shot of the T-Rex in that laser grid containment area with the light shining off of it, and
Right.
it's standing there in its glory, never happens in this
No.
movie whatsoever.
I
They're
kind
just
of
go,
realized, like, in the cafeteria scene, the first movie has the amazing Jeep scene where little baby dino goes through and just
Yeah.
terrorizes and eats
Yeah.
everyone's intestines in the Jeep. And then it howls at the dawn of the sun. And I'm like, this is the greatest movie ever made.
Right.
And then you get the cafeteria scene where you don't get to see the dinosaur and it's chucking people along and it's just throwing them. And then there's only one scene of blood. I went, uh-oh. They definitely went, let's rush this out to get onto the VHS shelves for rental
They
as
did.
quickly as possible.
Well, that's Corman's MO.
Yeah, and in that, same sentence, that's what is detrimental to the movie, where it's not as fun as the first one, because the first one was trying to beat Jurassic Park to the VHS stores
Right.
before Jurassic Park even hit theaters. It was just
Mhm.
like, we need to have this on the shelves, that way people will rent it, because they're going to be like, I'm in a dinosaur mood. Corman knew that. He did the
He was
same
onto
thing
it.
with this one, but just lacking that, like, what made it so authentic with the first one, so damn, like, loving.
Yeah,
throughout
this
the whole
was
movie.
this was originally slated to come out 1 year later.
I'm surprised it took two.
95.
Mhm.
But
did you see that? I don't know. Like, I read some of the trivia, and I saw that it was slated to come out in theaters.
it was supposed to come out in theaters
What?
in 95, but I don't know if it was Corman or probably Corman who was like, no, we're going to get this out into
Yeah.
video.
He's like, whoa, you trying to lose money?
and and pushed it to come out in 94, and a full year earlier than slated, and get it on the shelves. I don't know what, maybe because he was in a hurry to make Carnosaur 3. I'm not 100%
Maybe.
sure, which that is a movie.
Did the first
Um,
one go to theaters?
Yeah, first one was in theaters.
Limited release, but it did go to theaters. But
Shit.
then Corman kind of figured out really quickly that the money was in
Like,
VHS.
fuck
Part
that.
It was in
3
VHS.
came out in 96, so, like, they rushed part 3 then.
Yeah.
Which I can only assume is just nothing but footage from part 1 and part 2.
No, that's
Probably.
Raptor.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, right.
And then there was the other one, the fifth one in the franchise, which is nothing but more bullshit from the other one.
Fifth one? I had no idea.
Yeah.
And speaking
Damn it,
of,
Nate. No.
Don't worry.
No.
Pete, if
No.
you listen to our first Carnosaur episode, we break all of this down for you.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Did
we actually did go
Yeah.
through it all. And in
Which
this
is why I'm
movie,
like, we don't need to revisit it for this one.
in this movie, we do get a fucking one of a couple amazing kills in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's when the raptor steals the girl. And for a moment, I'm like, you want to try to recruit her?
No, it was
Very-
the elevator scene from Terminator 2, but I was just waiting for him to grab her by her head and pull her head off.
I was
when he
waiting for that too.
Just from the ceiling of the
But they had already
elevator.
done that to
Eye
Miguel.
patch.
Yeah. Well, they did the eye patch, but they did it to Miguel too,
Oh,
because he
yes.
fights the raptor in the headquarter room.
He was the fist bump.
That was amazing. He's like, it's on. And he put his fucking fist up. Like,
He looks like that one dude that fought Jason, and Jason goes to Manhattan. And he's
Yeah.
like trying to fisticuff, and then he gets his head punched off the top of his dome.
one of the greatest scenes in movie history, by the way.
But they reenact the air duct scene where the alien snatches old dude straight up the vent, and that's what happens to Miguel in this one. But the raptor grabs this girl out of the elevator, and you're like, oh, she's dead. But then, like a couple of cut scenes later, it throws her up against the wall like it was carrying her over his shoulder. And is gonna like keep her captive. And then she's like screaming and holding her arm out, and I'm like, well, definitely don't do that. And then it rips her arm off in gooey,
Yeah,
gory,
so great.
It's wonderful.
gloriousness.
You see the stringiness of
Oh,
the
it's
blood
so
detaching.
Then it eats her stomach. It rips out her guts. And then I read that they use the exact same kill scene from this movie in Raptor.
Of
They
course,
literally
it's that good.
take this and put it in another movie.
And this one had John Carl Buechler do the special effects
yeah,
again,
Yeah.
which is great. I mean, it shows, but it's just like there's another person whose head gets ripped off by the T-Rex. And it's the
I love
same
it.
thing where you get the stringiness.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah,
I just
but that
wanted
kill,
that peppered in.
that kill reminded me of Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest.
With
at
the
end.
head. and
Well,
the-
the basically action figure hanging out of the T-Rex's mouth,
his
as
mouth.
it's
Yep.
flinging it
it's
around.
great though because the
Oh,
body
it's
parts are
amazing.
falling down at his feet.
Somebody's dropping legs just off camera.
Why
straight
has this man
down.
got 7 legs?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a compartment.
He's in an orange jumpsuit, and I'm like, wait a minute. The helicopter was trying to take off and leave the kid. Did everyone forget about the other orange suit guy running around outside? Because, of course, it's the black guy that
It's the
they're
black
trying
guy,
to
yeah, that's-
sacrifice at the end of this movie. But I was like, no one knows you're here, bro. Just leave. And again, stop, react, yell, die. That is how you die in these movies, because that's what he does when this T-Rex comes running out. Not run, lumber,
Now,
or whatever
also,
you want to call it.
with our little kid that we follow that is our fake Edward Furlong, there's a moment in the movie where he's knocked out, and then our John Savage drunk Michael Bean, I don't even know what the knockoff, whatever, he's like talking to him in the bed where the kid's unconscious, like, your name is Jesse. My name is Jack. I was like, okay. What?
It's nonsensical, dude.
Yeah, that scene was weird. He's like rubbing,
It
he's
was
like
so
caressing his
weird.
face.
Yeah, he's like touching him nonstop, and just like you thought for sure it was gonna be like, your name's Jesse, my name's Jesse. Whoa, 2 people can be named Jesse.
Yeah, even that would have been insane. But the fact that it's like
It wasn't even like Jesse, that's like the name of the kid that I couldn't save during that fire 3 summers ago.
Yeah.
Where
It's like,
I used to be a fireman, but now all I do is drink on the job and do IT. And my wife left me and took my kids. But I said, don't worry, this IT job will get me back on my feet and I'll win her back over.
I'm working for this new company called Cloud Strike. I think it's going to go really far now. No, it won't. I threw in a little joke for Pete right there.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate that.
I
That's
thought
my,
you
That was
like
only
that.
for Pete.
my PTSD is still strong.
Cloud Strike is the reason all of everyone's internet died not too like a few weeks ago, and Pete had to work an entire week fixing it all. So,
Did you try unplugging it for 30 seconds and plugging it back in?
No, that it wasn't that kind of a easy.
Some
fix.
kind of IT guy you are. That fixes everything.
yeah.
it literally fixed my computer this morning.
Yeah. This podcast, you have problems with it, turn it off for 30 seconds, turn it back on. It'll fix it.
It'll fix it immediately.
It'll get better.
I wish I had
Yes.
that. I wish I had a fucking plug that I could just be like,
Oh, we all
Unplug
do.
yourself.
That way, when it's like on a Wednesday, I'm just like, well, time to reboot.
yeah.
That's what Pete uses alcohol for. That's what turns him off and back
Oh,
on again the
shit.
next day.
We should go to commercial on that note.
You're watching the USA Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm Josh.
And I'm Brett.
If you're looking for a different horror podcast, one that stands out from the rest,
well, don't look here.
Absolutely not. Every week we talk about our favorite horror movies and some of our favorite aspects of those horror movies.
So that's something that interests you? Check us out.
The only thing that sets us apart is that it's us. So if you like the sound of our voices,
check us out at the Evil Desk Podcast,
wherever it is that you find podcasts.
Just when you thought you were safe, the terror continues with another chilly tale tonight on USA Network's Saturday Nightmares.
I gotta say, I don't know if I ever remember Carnosaur being on TV. I think it might have got on Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi. That's
That
where I
sounds
saw
right.
it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's where I saw the first
Sci-Fi
one.
sounds about right.
Yeah, but like this definitely is this type of movie. It's those late night horror shows.
Late night, 90s, late 90s.
Either Sci-Fi or TNT. One of those two.
Monster Vision.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Monster Vision.
I'm 100% positive it was one of those two things.
Yeah. I miss Monster Vision. I know.
Me too.
Thank God for Joe Bob, man, that he's kind of keeping that alive. But I want other like channels to try and do that. Yeah, I don't
know. Late night drive-ins. Yeah, I enjoy that.
Oh, it's good.
He does a great job.
I just miss that, like the one I use right there. That USA would do it. TNT would do it. You know, like they would all have like. Then you had like Elvira doing like her Halloween.
A lot of hers are on Tubi.
The horror host genre it's non-existent anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of miss that. I wish it would kind of come back.
I mean, we got the Fritz the Night Owl still here in Columbus.
How is he still alive?
But like he doesn't go to the shows anymore. He has his producer. And now, all right, one of the things too, while I'm back, because I got some grievances to air for a moment too. Charlie's saying
sorry.
Fritz is dead. Fritz is alive, first off. But then also on your Top Gun episode when I was gone, Charlie went and told everyone that Val Kilmer's dead, and he's not.
He got better.
Poor Jackie still thinks he's dead.
No, Pete literally texted her during the episode just to make sure she didn't continue to think he was dead.
Oh no.
When he says, I'm going to let her know, he's typing her at that exact moment during the podcast.
Then, while I'm gone, these two bozos release a 6-minute episode.
Yeah,
First time I'm gone, they talk about Death Race for 6 minutes and the episode just ends.
That was a technical error on my part.
Oh, that was a technical error, was it?
I was saving the episode and I saved it to the wrong format, so I canceled, which you would think would just stop. No, it went, oh, you want to keep the first 6 minutes? Okay, let me make a new file.
I wondered about that.
And they were named. I guess I changed one tiny thing on the name and didn't realize it, and I clicked the 6-minute one. I didn't look at how big the file was. That was my bad.
Oh.
But
Okay, all right.
I fixed
Well, I'm not
it.
done with you yet, though, because then also
I don't know what's
on Rambo First Blood Part 2, you talked about Hot Shots Part 2 and Rambo 3 more than Rambo 2. So that was a problem. You know, I was gone. I was like, I can't wait to hear about Rambo 2. Yeah, I was waiting for Pete to just start talking about UHF the entire time. Thinking he got the movies mixed up.
I didn't see a problem at all with
Dustin, this motherfucker, I can't remember what episode, but Street Fighter is ours, goddammit.
No, he knows.
You guys try
I
to take
fixed that.
Street Fighter onto the B action show during the month of action. Not happening.
He wanted to, but we negotiated Van Damme movies. I told you about that. We got
and then you let Joshy and Barbarella come onto the show.
I did.
And do Kickboxer.
Yeah.
And I think half the people on the show thought it was Bloodsport.
We did.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
To be fair, we just did our Action Elite Kickboxer versus Bloodsport. It's pretty unanimous that Bloodsport's the superior of the two.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Because we had the exact same
Bloodsport?
issue. We had the exact same issue during that stream that we had during the podcast going, it's a lot of training. Yeah, then the end is awesome. But in Bloodsport, it's action throughout. So
yeah,
that one's legit. Okay. So I don't know why that's a grievance.
I'm just saying. Upset.
Okay.
We're cool, right, Nate?
Yeah, we're cool.
All right.
You made him an intro song.
When I was gone, you made an intro song. You covered Major Payne and Grandma's Boy.
That's right.
I came on an episode while you were gone. We did Samurai Cop.
Fuck yeah.
That was
and you hated it because it's a misunderstood masterpiece.
I fucking hated it, dude.
That was so. You guys were in such pain. I felt like a feast.
The episode was fun, though, right?
Oh, it was a blast.
Yeah.
The episode was a blast. Definitely listen to it. Check out that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like drinking in your pain the whole time.
But me and Beatrice did not enjoy that movie whatsoever.
Good.
Oh, it hurt.
I just really had to make sure I got that off my chest. That was
sounds like you've been holding some things back.
I've been taking notes of every complaint I have with each episode.
Speaking of which, Pete and I have some grievances.
Oh, yeah.
You fucking bailed during Action Month, the most important month of the podcast. Just, hey guys, I'm out.
I would argue that October is the biggest month for the podcast.
I wonder why October's the biggest month for the podcast.
Pete may argue that February is the biggest month for the podcast.
I'm well aware of February is probably our worst month.
August ain't looking great this year. That's all I can say. We kind of said, fuck it for real.
Anna's not here, but way to pick Possessor, a movie that only has 3 fucking posters. And then after that, there's nothing else to promote on Instagram because the movie's got nothing as far as a media presence goes for promotions.
I'll admit to that. Yeah. Just vampires also. Thanks, Pete.
Oh, yeah. That's our thing. Pete picking a vampire movie without fucking vampires in it. Charlie picking a movie that says it's got a neon city, but it doesn't.
It does.
It
You
does
haven't
at the
watched
end.
the movie, you son of a bitch, and you have to watch it twice. Okay? Because you bet me, you were like, oh, yeah, Charlie, I'll watch Neon City if you can actually watch 5 movies from 2024. How many am I up to now, Nate?
I believe it was 7.
I was at the 7. I had already bought number 8, and I got to watch it. And I guarantee there's going to be a couple more. So every 5 new movies I watch, Nate has to watch Neon City. I'm
Again?
almost got him to twice.
Yeah.
Yo,
You
I
know-
feel like we're on a fucking family vacation, and I'm in the back seat watching mom and dad fight, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna stay quiet and hope I don't.
You
get hit.
fucking be quiet back there, or I'm turning this goddamn podcast around.
Josh is back here playing his Game Boy, but the batteries are getting real low, and he doesn't want to say shit.
Yeah.
He's like that camera operator from True Lies, where he's like, I don't know what to say.
Low battery.
He's like, I think I have some batteries in my backpack. Let me check. I don't have 27 batteries, Mom. Can I Can we stop at CVS? I need batteries for my Game Boy.
You probably should have asked for batteries when we stopped 10 miles ago when you had to use the restroom because your little kid bladder can't hold on to it.
Ouch.
That's why I didn't want to bring it up.
Right.
I didn't want to get yelled at.
Were we talking about what happened here all of a sudden?
Nate got something stuck in his craw.
I thought this was an intervention for Pete. Somehow I'm in the crosshairs. all of a sudden.
See how I misdirected that?
That was awesome. Good deflection, Pete.
Now,
Good
if anything, I'm shocked. Pete's the one who's like, I don't want to watch Carnosaur 2 back in the day. It feels like
That
right
does
after
surprise
Carnosaur
me.
1, Pete would have instantly sought out Carnosaur 2.
Yeah, that does
I
kind of not
I don't know.
track
It just never.
Monster Man.
I think this was a weird time in my life. I was moving around quite a bit, and I'm not sure if I even had a DVD player or a VHS player for that.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's on DVD.
Yeah, you would have had to have a laser disc at that point.
Laser disc. There's no way this came out on laser disc.
Oh, I bet I could find a laser disc of at least Carnosaur 1.
I'd buy a laser disc of it. Come on, Shout Factory.
Yeah.
Give us the anthology.
Big
that
thing.
is Carnosaur.
Shout, Vinegar Syndrome. Give me a huge documentary on the trilogy.
How
Not
many
the
are
other
there?
two offshoots?
Five at
It
least.
was like five, yeah.
There's 5, but there's 3 main Carnosaur titles. And it's like,
Yeah.
you would think Vinegar Syndrome, Severn Films, that would be prime. Like, put out one of those thick cases, have a book, and then have like I would watch an hour and a half documentary on this series.
Oh, hell yeah, I would.
Instead of trying to rush production.
Now, it's Roger Corman, so unfortunately he's not with us anymore, so he can't regale us with his deep, beautiful baritone. But I highly doubt there's a lot of behind the scenes done.
That's the sad part.
Wasn't
I bet no
known
one
for
had
doing
the
that.
money to,
This was all on a Corman budget, so he's like, "I got 50 feet today. We're gonna do 49, and we're gonna save that extra foot for tomorrow."
And just to have interviews with all the cast members and them trying to like explain, like, I don't know. I really don't know what they were expecting out of us. Like, did you see the script that we got?
I was
we
drunk
didn't.
the whole time.
Yeah.
It was the script for Aliens. They just printed it out.
Just scratched
it out. Names.
Highlighted and stuff.
Roger Corman scratched out James Cameron name and wrote Roger Corman.
Yeah. He was able to leave the
Like
C, though.
it says Cameron on this?
No, it doesn't.
Corman.
Corman's running around going, he works for me, motherfuckers. He works for me.
I made him what he is today.
Yeah, he's
Which is
nothing
exactly
without me. That's how he justified it the whole time.
Who do you think made it to the boat first? I showed him that boat on purpose. I had to get rid of him.
Oh my God. R.I.P. Cronenberg. All right, let's get into the end of Carnosaur 2 here, guys.
Yeah, where things actually start to pick up and they do the entire
Do they?
aliens like last stand with Vasquez in the ventilation shaft, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
but this time they do it with landmines that have tripwire that all the dinosaurs just run into, and then their rubber suits get blown back.
Can we also talk about we've even said it, the only weapon they have is a flare gun, and apparently it's the best weapon against velociraptors, because that fucking velociraptor exploded whenever it almost ate the dirty guy, whatever the fuck his name was, Monk.
It was Monk, yeah.
And it's about to eat him and is attacking him, and the dude fucking shoots the flare gun, and it just like the flare explodes, and then the velociraptor just falls down, and it shows its head with blood laying all around it. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea flare guns were that effective against velociraptors.
It's their nemesis.
Hate flare, no.
Is that a thing that you use on a boat to declare an SOS when you're stranded? God, I hate those things.
Those things suck so bad. Also, the indiscriminate use of dynamite prop in this movie is hilarious. The kid finds dynamite at the beginning. Then they find dynamite again halfway through the movie. Then they are using dynamite to kind of help set charges later on in the movie. A lot of dynamite.
There's
in
so
basements
much dynamite in
the
this.
90s.
Yeah, like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon where shit's just laying around all willy nilly for people to
They're picking up
use
the
at their
Acme signs.
disposal. Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Like,
it's in the desert, so Wile E. Coyote, that might be his
good
arsenal.
point. Good
That's
point.
Supplier.
This is the Acme warehouse.
Ah,
They just didn't
that's where they get
they
everything.
didn't show the sign at the top of
Yeah.
the mountain.
When
That
you order stuff from
explains so
Acme,
much.
it comes from
It really
here.
does.
Okay.
The
I get
nukes
it
say
now.
boom on them. Just so you know.
That also explains when that person got their head bit off. They held up a sign that said "Yikes."
Yeah,
Exactly. Gulp.
This would be my favorite movie of all time if all of that happened. I wouldn't watch
Also-
anything else.
That also explains, though, there was that weird wee noise when Jack fell down. Because for whatever reason, when he ran through and was dangling off a ledge, and his little legs, they were running really fast, and there was all the cloud smoke, and then he dropped.
Yosemite Sam fell off
Yep.
the cliff. He didn't realize where he was. I swear to God. So they show this camera POV of him falling over the rail. I swear to God, the one shot looks like he's 100 feet up in the
Oh,
goddamn
it looked like he
air.
was super far and no wires.
No
holding onto him.
wires.
I was like, that man's a dead man.
The kid's trying to pull him up. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. He's going to pull the kid with him. And he falls. And I'm like, well, Jack's done for this movie.
He is dead.
Lands on metal pipes, everything. Oh, I broke my back. This was straight up
his ribs.
Yeah,
He
He
just
did
broke
some-
some fucking ribs. Like, Jesus.
This was straight up Austin Powers. I'm not quite dead. I think
I actually think I'm getting quite better.
I smell pecans. It's quite gangrenous.
Oh, who are you? Are you here to send help? Please.
You shot
me. You
can't
shot
believe
me
you
right
shot
in
me.
my arm.
Exactly what played out in my brain when he came back to. And the kid runs down there like, I'm going to get help. From fucking who? The dinosaurs? Look, man, I know you've been trying to eat us, but my bro's hurt, and we need to strap him to your back and carry
Grab
him
a
out of
saddle and have a ride, young man. It's
if
time for
only.
me to take you, Jesse and Jack, on an adventure.
Never-ending story.
I was thinking,
Oh my God.
I went Falcor. I'm sorry.
It's kind of what I imagined.
And then like I'm watching this movie because again it's been like well over 20 some years, and I'm going, there's a fucking T-Rex somewhere in this movie, right? I'm remembering this right. And then there is the Jurassic Park, the building shakes, and
Yeah.
you start hearing the thump, and everyone's looking around like, what is that? And then the T-Rex kind of makes an alien queen entrance.
A little bit,
almost.
yeah.
A little bit where you just see its head at the first part, and then you're just like, oh, there it is. Oh, damn it. There it is. Because as you see as it goes, they got a little bit better than the last T-Rex because they had trouble with the robot in the first movie. So they kind of held, yes.
but they
built
brought the
frickin'
same robot back. And then I instantly knew it was the same shots from part one because it's the fucking promo grabs we used for that episode.
It is. They did.
And I went, I can't wait to just use that again to promote this episode.
They did get it working better, but they could not get it working right when it fought the forklift, which is why they actually ended up reusing the clip from the first movie. Because they, and I was watching it last night because I was reading the trivia as I went. Anytime it's like clashing with the forklift, it's a model forklift and some dude, with a model like fake Tyrannosaurus puppet, and bashing each other. So all I could picture was, like a kid back in the day just bashing.
I was gonna say, so there's a kid holding two toys, just making them hit, like
Got
his
my-
Godzilla toy
my
and his
Godzilla
Power
and my-
Ranger.
yeah.
Exactly.
And they're just beating each other up, and the paint's chipping off. And I don't know why my toys don't look so hot.
Dinosaurs are gonna eat you, forklift operator.
You
The
didn't
forklift
realize in 20 years that those toys are going to be worth fucking tons of money and you're just
Yeah.
smashing them together.
But hey, when my Power Ranger loses its knee down and the screws break off, well, now it's great because it looks like the dinosaur turned him into an amputee.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Lost parts on G.I. Joes always were like
Yeah.
war crimes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was the great like,
Yeah.
grenade was thrown, then you got to throw the arm or throw the leg.
Well, I lost that back in Nam.
That's exactly it. Yeah, little
Well,
I'm
kids.
sad.
Help
We
me
didn't get a
understand.
Carnosaur. Oh, go for it, Pete.
They found the T-Rex in the basement, right?
I
And
think.
they fought him outside.
I don't know. He just showed up.
I don't think they found him. It just kind of started walking.
I
Like
think,
Well,
the
yeah.
T-Rex found them.
I was just because they were outside. I thought the forklift was outside, like they had taken the
It
elevator
was.
up.
they
So,
they
did
they got out.
Yeah,
But the T-Rex is somewhat chasing them for that little bit in the building, slowly lumbering as
yeah.
it goes.
It doesn't even breach through a wall like in the first one.
Well, that first,
No,
I think, is it the same T-Rex from the first one? I think it just walked from the first movie to this movie since it's so
Probably.
slow.
Well, the first movie was in the desert. They just happened to build this
80 miles.
headquarters 80
Oh, yeah.
miles
It
away
took
from it.
80 miles to get
But-
there.
Yeah, so it fights them a little bit because they get a couple of the shots of it trying to get him, and he's the kid's helping Jack get out because his ribs are broken from a 1,000-foot fall that he took earlier. And then they get outside. They get all the way to the helicopter. Like the guys grab him, but there's some. And I watched this movie again today, and I'm still like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, they're trying to self-destruct the building because it's about to blow up with nuclear weapons. So I'm like, do your explosions negate the nuclear explosion, or are you trying to speed it up?
it's like
Of
when you use a
course.
missile to get rid of a tornado. I'm sure that works.
Right. In
It's
Twisters
like
3.
when you take fire and you fight fire with fire.
With fire,
you see.
yeah.
That's where that comes from.
So if you blow up
Yeah.
an explosive
That's true.
site,
So if
you're
two lefts make a
containing-
right, two fires make water.
Because the kid yells the remote and runs back to get his backpack, and I'm like, dude, make another hacker thing. But no, it's literally a remote they made. Then the T-Rex comes running through that elevator door at him, and obviously we foreshadowed the forklift at the beginning with the lever that controls the giant door. And then we get the fight with the kid using a forklift to fight the T-Rex, which is, if you don't watch this movie, that scene is on YouTube. Just watch it. It is fucking hilarious and amazing at the same time, of this forklift fighting a giant T-Rex. And the T-Rex is like juking. And, kinda,
it's like slipping punches. Like
it's like Muhammad Ali.
Got a little, it's like float like a T-Rex,
Float
sting like a T-Rex.
Float like a pterodactyl, sting like a stegosaur.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Oh, that was good. Well done.
It was.
I like that one. So
Bonus
it's
points
like
today.
it's like dodging, and this this forklift ain't the greatest weapon to fight. So if that's all I had, I'd use it.
I mean,
Yeah.
if that's the only thing available, then yes, but
He's like trying to ram it, and then they both have to take a breather for a second, and they're like, going back to their own corners, and then they rev up again, and the kid's like, I got you, son of a bitch, and flips the switch on the forklift that opens a big fucking garage door, and he slowly pushes this T-Rex in the slowest, most painful way towards the door, inch
That'll
by
teach him.
inch, and then backs up a little bit, and you're like, yeah, punch it, and it starts rolling.
I think I was checking out at this point. I was like,
Oh, that's
this
also
fight
when
went
he's
on way
like-
too long.
get away from her, you bitch. It's just Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle giving the
that's right,
final blow.
Stevie.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! I totally forgot about Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle. Kid could barely talk and breathe at the same time. Love that kid. I wanted the kid to say something,
Yeah,
like an end line. He doesn't, and I felt cheated.
Well, that's because at that moment the 8-year-old was playing with the cars and
that's
stuff.
true.
That their screenwriter was over being distracted. It was snack time, and they got 2 Fig Newtons for snack time that day. And the little breadsticks with the cheese.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the
just
kid
something.
got that.
Yeah,
Couldn't write
take that,
anything.
you dinosaur.
Or
Yeah.
watch out for that first step. It's a doozy, and push it right over the edge.
That's a Godzilla reference. Never
Or
mind.
next
I guess
stop,
you
Nobody gets.
basement.
no. It's you're extinct. And
Ah,
then
I
he
would've
pushes it
took
down.
that.
Yeah, that would've been
Yeah.
good.
I would have took that one.
I was gonna
That
say
would have been great.
Rosebud.
Rosebud. That's what he named it.
No, that's what the dinosaur yells out as it falls down.
Yeah,
and then we
yeah.
get
Oh,
a, like,
the dinosaur literally should have tied it back to Jack talking to the kid and went, Jesse, as it fell down the pit.
my name is Jimmy.
My name's Jesse too. So, and then this is where I also got confused was he goes back to get the remote, but the building is giving us a countdown. Nuclear explosion imminent in 2 minutes. And the helicopter has tried to take off 27 times.
Right.
It takes off and sets back down, takes off and sets back down. Kid makes it to the helicopter. 1 minute till self-destruct, and then he hits the explosion buttons on the remote, and everything blows up. I'm like, what
You had
was
a
that
minute.
for? Wait,
So I
Why?
think that is actually like an anti-aircraft, like, or not an anti-aircraft missile, but like counter missiles would be like a smaller missile blowing up an even bigger one to counteract its thing. Because like a nuclear bomb is an atom splitting inside there. So if you destroy that mechanism that splits that atom,
okay.
it can't do it, which is fucking insane because this whole movie has not made sense for 1 second up until this point. That was like the one moment in the screenwriting where they were like, oh, well, we have to destroy the nukes before they blow up and make a bigger boom boom, right?
Bigger boom,
It was like,
boom.
that's their fucking moment where they decided to actually have something make sense.
Fair. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Maybe
All right.
that felt like, I mean, you started talking about splitting atoms. I'm like, I don't think that was ever at the top of their mind in this movie.
But that has to be the only reason why because the same thing as you, Charlie. I was like, why are they? Who gives a fuck? Like, if it's gonna self-destruct, why are you blowing it up?
Yeah, the dinosaurs are going to experience the Big Bang once more. It's just full extinction.
If anything, they're going to get gamma radiation and then turn into some sort of
Yeah.
incredible T-Rex.
Or
Just double tapping is what this is.
maybe one of the fucking raptors was like slowly reaching towards the master launch button. And they had to fucking kill all of them before they could hit that or some shit.
Or
I don't know.
maybe the raptors were the real ones that were hiding the weapons of mass destruction this entire time.
One of the raptors was named Saddam.
Those raptors, the T-Rex came from a cave. It all makes sense now.
Oh, Osama T-Rex. Let's get into the things.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Why did he sound like Wally all of a sudden?
I know.
Wow.
Wally. Oh, yeah, that was good. Eva. He just
All
want to
right.
hold her hand. It's a glorious movie. God
love
damn
it.
it.
You want to watch it live action? Watch Oblivion with Tom Cruise. It's live
No,
action
that movie
Wally.
was so bad. That was just Scientology, the movie.
Was it?
I thought that was Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, Battlefield
that
Earth
one was
an
too.
was
I can't.
Scientology, the movie.
Is it too late to pick take my action pick?
No.
that I-
Yes.
no.
Yes.
I
No.
can't.
We're not doing that. I'll end the podcast forever if you pick that fucking movie.
So if I pick the Scientology classic Battlefield Earth for my birthday, the podcast is over.
It's done.
I
This will
came
be
back and I
Carna-
sabotaged it.
We end on Carnosaur 2. Okay, that's our legacy right there. All right.
No, we gotta get to 3.
Our kill count for Carnosaur 2, 25.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not
I'm
bad.
surprised you got the prompts right. That was another thing you guys kept doing wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about. I totally didn't fuck any of that up.
What do you think? Zombie kill of the week?
Let's pick our kill of the week that I've never played in the wrong spot ever.
Yeah, he definitely has not at all.
Ever.
When I was gone.
How dare
I wasn't
you.
keeping track of everything.
How dare
like
you.
HR should be doing.
I can't wait.
Oh, you're HR? Good lord.
I'm starting to make a fucking list. All right. Who wants to go first? Josh, what's your favorite kill
Me.
of Carnosaur 2?
Oh, it's the fucking helicopter scene. Hands down. The arm ripping off and the stomach bite, great. Fantastic. Special effects were amazing. Don't give a shit. That fucking helicopter scene was pure gold. Just seeing that, like, that slow fall out of the sky, the clearly model, it, like, falling apart before it even hits the ground. And then that pause, just that little pause and that thought of being like, oh, they're not going to blow it up. Like, and then that
It was
explosion.
a good pause.
Dude, I fucking loved it. I laughed my ass off.
What
that.
you
That
didn't
was
see was the dynamite vest that the Velociraptor was wearing
Oh.
during that attack.
If only.
It was like,
Osama T-Rex.
smile, you son of a bitch. Said to the female pilot.
Smile, you bitch. Yeah. Pete, what's yours, bud?
Josh mentioned it. It's the gal getting her arm ripped off in the stomach. It was gooey and glorious.
Oh, it's amazing. That's a good one. Nate, your birthday. What's your birthday kill pick?
Yeah, I didn't think the helicopter one counted. I don't know why, because that's so good. But I'm going to
Guys,
stick to.
it's a kill, yeah.
I'm going to stick to the one Peep said because of how great it was to have that arm ripped off. Though it's also upsetting because at the same time I was like, all right, this is Carnosaur 1 action here. From this moment on, we're getting nothing but limbs being torn off and intestines flying out. And that was not the case. We only got one more after this, and that was it. So it was like, I'm happy this one's here. I just wanted more of this throughout the entire movie, is all. That's all.
Fair.
So, Charlie, what about you?
If Josh hadn't said it, I was definitely going to say the helicopter. And for the record, I 100% agree with Josh. It is probably my favorite kill. But since we're all kind of dancing around, we can't not bring in the black guy that dies at the end when the T-Rex bites his head off. Then picks up the body after he bit the head off, and then 27 body parts fall on the ground as it's shaking this doll back and forth. It's like the perfect dummy decapitation body part kill that we always want in movies, and this one gave us all of them at once. There is an explosion, there is an arm ripoff, there is a evisceration, there's a decapitation, then there are more limbs drawn and quartered. This movie should be better than it fucking is.
Right? You say all that, and it's like, all right, yes.
Nuclear weapons, clone dinosaurs, mountain hidden base from the government, velociraptors, helicopter. Come on, this should have been a slam dunk, no brainer, boom. But let's rate it now.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. Woo!
All right, Nate, you gotta go last. Pete,
oh, okay.
What's up with you, bud?
Yowza. I didn't hate it. It's also not good. So you're an adult. It's a 5. Watch it if you want to. Don't watch it if you want to. I am not going to recommend it. I'm also not going to pan it. So make your own decision. It's a 5.
I think that's a fair.
I think so, yeah.
Like coming off of part 1, it is very strange though. This is when they say sequels get worse than the original. I think that what you just said is like a clear, like, oh wait, sometimes that argument does have some weight to it.
Is this the picture that pops up when you Wikipedia that? It's like, when the sequel is not as good as the first one, Carnosaur 2. Josh, what about you, bud? What are you rating this bad boy?
I'm gonna give it 3 shitty raptor claws across Miguel A. Nunez's face.
Oh man.
Because
Wow.
I just enjoyed the first one so much, and this one just it didn't feel like it had that same kind of charm to it, and a lot of it really dragged for me. And like Miguel Nunez was like my favorite part of the movie. The helicopter scene was my favorite part. Some of the kills like were really good, but other than that, it was it's pretty lackluster viewing. I mean, if we had watched this all together, my rating would be
It'd be a little bit higher.
much higher.
I don't know if mine would change much, even with everyone.
So, I'm going with a 3.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Whew.
Low
Charlie,
for me.
what about
too.
yourself?
If you'd have asked me this right after Carnosaur, I would have been like, oh, I remember loving Carnosaur 2 more than the first Carnosaur. Because I kind of remembered the end fight. Like it was kind of like my thing I remembered. Watching it last night, I'm with Josh. There's part of me where it's just, God, it felt like it dragged. And for a short movie, that's kind of
too much dialogue.
Yeah.
Not
too much
enough blood.
Too much dialogue. My Marines are IT professionals.
Yeah.
They're electricians and plumbers.
Yeah, that doesn't make good action for me. So it hurts because hell, I own this movie. Just someone else has it for me. That
someone's holding on to it.
It might stay on his shelf a little longer now. I think I'm gonna stand up with Pete. I think this is 5. It's not terrible. It's not good. I would recommend it to someone if I know they're into this kind of shit. Bad Corman, rubber monsters, shit like that. Didn't like it, didn't hate it. So 5 machetes. Nate,
Man.
5.
This is your birthday pick, Bubba.
I know, and I was really excited. I had so much fun with the first movie. I gave that one a 10.
Mhm.
Like, I just thought it was glorious. This one, though, lightning in a bottle. The first one's lightning in a bottle. This one, they were not able to recreate it. The charm that the
They
first
didn't
one
have
had.
a bottle.
Yeah. And I think Josh has really nailed it as to like what the issues were on it. And then, there is a little bit of your own expectations coming into it. It's like, well, if it's like Aliens and it has the gore level of the first Carnosaur, this is everything I could ever want in a movie, honestly. And the only thing it's missing is a video game adaptation. But I guess instead I'll have to play Dino Crisis on the PlayStation 1 instead.
Hey,
and
you're right in the high country there.
Yeah.
How about some Turok?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Like, this should be right after this. I want to put on 3. And now I'm like, I think I'll wait 6 to 8 months for part 3 at this point.
Thank you.
Because these aren't going as well. Now, this movie did have me laughing, though, when it was good. When it was entertaining and when it was having fun, it was a blast. DJ from Street Fighter 2 putting up his hands, getting ready to throw hands with a raptor while he's inside his gaming hacker chair with all these nonsensical keyboards and the power glove, and he gets thrown into a shock wire closet. Awesome. When there is bloody effects, it's great. It just was missing so much that could have made it a masterpiece.
I'll agree. Yeah. I think it just missed that mark. It isn't. We just talked about it. It has all the ingredients, all of it.
It was just undercooked.
They just didn't put them in the right ratios.
That's a great way. Yeah, you've got this big, beautiful salad in front of you, and someone throws olives in
Ooh.
Yeah.
Black olives.
No, gross. I'm still going to be a little bit more gentle because of how much it was still having me laugh this morning, and I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I do feel like, well, if you've watched part 1 like we have, you might as well watch part 2. So now you're in it for the long run.
Yeah,
and
now you're in.
Come join us, just like Josh will, when we eventually cover part 3.
I'm going to be pissed if at the end of every Carnosaur movie, there isn't the same T-Rex fighting a slightly different.
Part 3 has
100%. You've done it twice. You're committed to it.
If it does it, then it's like the comedy. It lands in 3s. It's perfect.
Right. Then we'll like 2 better because we're like, they pulled it out. Nate, do you have a trash opinion?
I didn't pull one up for this time. I did not. So
Well,
You
for
know
your
what?
triumphant return, we don't get one then.
I know it's weird too. I felt like they probably should have, but are we gonna be dropping bombs? Is that what it was gonna be?
No, I'm pretty sure they played it at least 3 times in this movie, so I'm trying
Easily,
to catch
Oh,
up.
you're just trying to make sure that it's peppered in.
Yeah, it's free. Why not?
Well,
So-
gentlemen, that was Carnosaur 2.
Yeah, it was.
So
Fuck yeah.
that was, the horror side of my birthday. Are you all ready for the action side of the birthday? And Josh, you're welcome back if you want to come.
Don't do it.
For what?
For what I'm about to announce.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't answer just yet.
For
save your
the audience's sake, we are going to watch for the action side for my birthday next week. Turbulence 3 Heavy Metal and Delta Force 3. We're finally doing it. After years of trying to get Charlie to do Delta Force 3 as the anniversary episode, that way we cover all the Delta Force movies and all is right in the podcasting world. No, he keeps denying it and denying it. And my original pick was going to be Ready to Rumble. And then I changed it to the Road Warrior. And then I changed it from the Road Warrior to Turbulence 3 and Delta Force 3. So, honestly, whose fault is this? Is it mine for picking it? Or is it for Charlie for denying the audience for the last 2 years what we should have had?
I think you need to adjust this a little bit. While, yes, I said if you ever wanted to bring that movie on, you'd have to blow a birthday. You did originally do Turbulence 3 Heavy Metal only, and
Yes.
that was what we had picked. And then, for whatever godforsaken reason, you went, oh shit, Delta Force 3 exists. I want to do that. We're going to watch both of them. And I'm just...
In case Turbulence 3 doesn't have as much action, then we're going to get all of our action from Delta Force 3. And we could go back and forth on, such amazing times that we had. Because I love metal, so that's why I picked Turbulence 3, because it's called Heavy Metal, and I got to know what that's about.
Why couldn't we watch the animated movie Heavy Metal?
No.
Oh my God.
Same reason we didn't get Rumble in the Bronx that I thought we were promised earlier this year.
We were. And then I was
No,
like, I'm
we
going to keep Road Warrior a surprise because that's going to be a blast. But then I was like, you know what? I haven't seen these two movies either. And this is technically Danzig's fault because that's what kickstarted this whole thing. I want nothing but movies I haven't seen for my birthday.
All right. You heard it.
I'm
We've
not
all
going to
been
answer.
there.
I'm not going to answer right now. We'll talk about that.
Smart.
We have all had a birthday where we got a movie that we have not seen before. And then we watched it and went,
oops.
Thanks. I'm so glad I was excited for that. And you got that for me.
Trying to think of one. We'll try and think. The homework for next week. Think of the movie you got as a birthday present or Christmas present. We'll make it open.
Yeah.
I like that.
Not
That's
something
good.
you've
like
bought
that.
yourself though, because we've all done that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Jackie's open water. But
I know my
Hands
answer.
of Steel that Charlie tricked me into buying. Then he covers it on B Action, tries to say it's a great movie.
hey, you haven't finished watching that fucking
I
movie.
have it.
So don't talk to me till you
I'm
watch
starting
it.
to wonder if I got the same movie because
I'm starting to
everything
wonder-
you talked about in the episode wasn't in the fucking movie for what I watched.
I think you need to go back and watch it.
I think I
you
ordered the
watch-
wrong movie.
Right after you watch Neon City twice. So, all right. Well, that's Nate's birthday episode. Nate's triumphant return. We're sorry.
Yeah.
You guys wanted him back.
This is.
I mean, we're tired. We did this too early.
Computer issues. We had a lot. The deck was stacked against
Where
us
was the
from
spunk, fellas?
Ew.
Never mind. Anyway, if you want to follow, keep up with this chaos, check us out over at Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the Facebook group. Give Me Back My Action Movies, the Facebook group. Both of us are on Instagram. I'm pretty much think I'm done with X. I may keep the account open, but I'm done posting over there. We're getting nothing but follows from like sex bots, and it's
Those are Steven's girlfriends.
Sounds like you should probably keep X.
Yeah.
Keep X. And we are now actively fighting TikTok. Dustin had to just kill the entire B Action TikTok because they weren't letting us put anything up without flagging it. I quit
because
posting
he
on it.
keeps using the same god damn Josie Scott and Chad Kroger song from the hits movie Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Hero.
Actually, it's been flagging everything we put up. He puts up other ones too.
Because it's got too much Josie Scott in the universe. No one needs that much saliva and Nickelback.
Even the ones we don't put that song on, because that's our great actions in B action movies. But we also put others up, and they're flagging us. So I've quit posting on there. It's still up on my pages. So if you want to go, fine. But I'm not actively supporting it anymore. Fuck social media. I hate it. If you want to hang out with us, we're on Instagram. That's the best place.
Yeah.
Get with us and interact. Josh, he's on Instagram. You heard his commercial earlier. That's the Evil Deaths. We've all been on the show multiple times at least. It's a lot of fun. Once in a while, Bert gets out. This was too early in the morning for Bert.
We're gonna have a big one coming up here in several weeks at this point, but it's coming up fast. It's coming up fast.
Right. It's going to be huge because they'll talk about the movie for like 10 minutes.
Maybe they'll do it for 15.
Hey, not this movie.
So not even 15 minutes? Like
not even.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, not even a big one's going to make us talk about the fucking movie we picked this week.
I like it. It's a good format. Well, I mean, I'm like, maybe I've already watched the movie. Why do I want to hear these two knuckleheads?
See, that's what happened on Kickboxer. We brought them on and talked about
you talked about Kickboxer a little bit too much. You should have talked about more Bloodsport.
I made them talk about Samurai Cop, though. I kept them on task that episode. We did really good.
Yeah.
It's like I had to keep jingling my keys in the video to get them to get their attention. Exactly. Just come on, guys. Come on. There we go. Ah, there it is.
Ooh, Navy SEALs.
Bert would just get up randomly and just walk around in circles, and then he would sit back down. It's just so wild. It's so wild.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, make sure you do check out the Evil Deaths. Listen to us all on all your podcatchers, Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. Rate us all 5 stars. We really appreciate it. And we got one more from Nate for his birthday. And then I apologize.
How did he squeeze 2 in?
Because it's my birthday, man. We didn't put any rules on it.
Fuck.
And then right after, it's Pete's birthday.
I get 2.
Oh, yay.
Damn it. It's like a mini
zombie
it's like a
movie
mini,
with no zombies.
It's a mini February in September.
It's a February reunion.
All right, guys. Well, yep. Check us out next week. We'll be back.
Thank
Nate,
you, everyone.
anything?
No, there's no good word. Absolutely none here.
Rawr.
Let's get in there and blow up some goddamn raptors.
Wine me, dine me, 69 me.
You didn't make a new outro yet, though. Where's my outro?
Oh, yeah, Josh. Huh? Come on, guy. You said you were going to be making a song, and I forgot you were supposed to make 2 songs.
I'll make it happen.
Now, this next one needs to be more completely opposite direction of what we currently got going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How many kazoos you got?
17.
All right, that's more than a dozen, so that's a good start. Yeah, I want nothing but a kazoo orchestra.
They call me fucking Mr. Kazoo around here.
And then we'll get Pete to play the triangle.
Yes.
Yeah,
on the track.
I want Flight of the Valkyrie.
On the triangle?
On kazoo.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like that would kind of work well.
I think it would. All right, we're done. No more Carnosaur.